for cheap. Once again, we were just like goofing around and like it has
to say about keep for cheap.
If you listen closely, you can hear the birds' advice. Leave nothing to be thought upon. Leave no time to think twice. No longer does our eyes.
Yeah, so as far as like shooting process goes, we actually shot the video in 2 different takes.
Yeah.
And we were like, the first take ended up being just Kate and I and Abby, which like wasn't like the plan, but it worked out really well.
Yeah.
So like all those shots of us like running around was a different day than like the full band shoot.
Yeah.
And I think we were just super excited to go.
Yeah.
Really excited about. Yeah. I think when we had just a duo shoot, we were more like, because that wasn't what we were planning. It was kind of like we were unsure of how it was gonna go with just us, because like we were like gonna have the full band there for like us running around and playing with the animals, but it didn't end up working that way just because like schedule conflict.
But I don't know, it kind of, the wrench that was thrown in it, like kind of like, I don't know, it spiced it up a little bit.
Can you talk about that scene, particularly in the barn? I believe it's in the barn where it's the 2 haystacks or a couple of haystacks and both are singing.
Yeah. It's when we're just singing.
That was actually, I think, of that day where it was just us 2. That was like, we did that first.
We did,
And it was kind of like the most organized of that day, because we were like, oh, we want to get like lip sync out of the way.
Yeah.
But I think we were like I felt most nervous because it was like the first shoot of like the whole music video actually, and it was like lip syncing, so you can see that.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, the warm up.
Yeah, the warm up.
Loosened a little bit more. Yeah.
But that was cool. Abby did a great job. Like that was like the only shot that like they set up all the lights and stuff like that.
As far as like where you were arranged and sitting, was that did you just decide that, or did that have any message with it? Because it almost looked like a family picture a little bit, like, you know.
I mean, we are. I feel like as a band, we are like really close vibes, like wholesome vibes. We all love each other, and like we show it, you know. So like, I feel like that's a big thing about our band too. But no, we didn't really plan that to be so like portraity, but it kind of was like. Now that you mentioned that, like kind of cool, like. For cheap. Once again, we were just like goofing around and like it has
to say about keep for cheap as a name. Just one of those things we were trying to name the band for so long and couldn't, and
we were just like making syllables.
We were like we liked that it rhymed.
It's like kind of a phrase, kind of coherent, you know, but it's also like fun. I feel like we also, I don't know, bird imagery.
Cheap. We call our fans like cheapers.
So just fun.
We call also like KFC is what we like call ourselves.
The initials.
KFC. Everyone's like, what? It kind of matches.
Took me too long. And tell me about the name. Forgive me.
So like that's what we're like singing at the end. You know, I feel like when I named the song, it was like the right title. That's actually the first one of my songs that Keep for Cheap released. The rest of the songs we have out are autumn songs. But I feel like it's kind of just sums up the song as well. Like it's about me being impulsive and like regretting it. So like it's just kind of like, oh, forgive me, you know? It
was their first music video, Abby Thompson's first music video. They primarily they do like a lot of like social justice work for organizations.
Did you just say that was the first?
Music video.
Their first music video? That's what you said?
I know, right? I know. I didn't even know that because I didn't know that, but I knew because they graduated the year before. I graduated from Hamlin 2020, and they graduated from Hamlin 2019, and we were both digital media arts majors. So like I had them in some classes with me, and I knew they were super talented with like experimental film, and like worked with that, and they also like worked for like advocacy organizations and stuff. So their work is primarily like not so creative. So that's why they were so excited that we approached them. We're like, you want to do this music video? But we didn't know that it was their first one. And they did a phenomenal job. And we're so easy to work with and flexible with our crazy like schedules. And
huge shout out.
Huge shout out to Abby.
Up until this last release, it was all autumn songs. But like starting with this song and moving forward, I'm also writing a little bit. So it's about even. I think you still have a few more than me in the mix, but like,
And I feel like it's gotten so much more collaborative with the band too. Like when we first started, it's like we started the band because I had those songs. Well, because I wanted to start a band, but also because I had those songs and I wanted to share them. So that's like how it started. But now that we're like writing or like having new songs like after the band is formed, they sound much more like Keep the Cheap, and they're more like coherently our sound, and we're like building off of that, which is really exciting.
In terms of like core musical inspirations for this band, I feel like we got a lot of folk stuff going on. Like personally, a lot of influence I draw from like Simon and Garfunkel type stuff for this band particularly. And I don't know, it's hard to say like musical influences, but there are definitely just like people around us in the cities that influence us to getting into like playing in a band and stuff. And like personally, I would say Happy Children, that band, Caleb Hins, was like role model for me. I really wanted to get into playing shows because of that band, and like,
and they also,
that's okay.
bounce off that, like they looked like they were having so much fun. And for me, when I started the band, I was like, oh, it looks so much fun, and I could do that. I want to do that more so than like drawing musically from them. But also they're such talented musicians. So
Definitely. Anyone else? I feel like they were the biggest one.
So much, but
that's like a newer.
That's newer. The band Bugsy. They're so awesome. They're super awesome.
From here?
Pals of us.
They're recent.
Indie
but,
rock.
like, still, like I don't know, just one. I feel like when I see other bands like doing well, it makes me so much more excited to like also make music and like,
totally.
So
all
like,
contributing to the growth of the scene. And elements of the scene.
Big time. I use they and she pronouns, and I feel like there's still so many people out there who like do not understand. I feel like that's just the biggest barrier is like people's willingness or non-willingness to accept it.
The non-willingness.
And like the non-willingness to like have that idea of gender that they've constructed like crumble, because I feel like a lot of it is like it's internal, like they don't know that they've got that construct going on, and so like if it falls, then like that's something that they've based their life around, that it doesn't make sense to them anymore, So I feel like there's that dissonance there that's hard to break through, but it's also like we need to, because people can't exist as they want to. Like I saw a tweet about this from Emily from Bugsy. Like she said she avoids using they pronouns in like when she's writing bios because people aren't as willing to like accept that. So like if I were to use like she pronouns when I was writing a bio about Keep for Cheap versus they pronouns, the one with the she pronouns would like have a way wider audience. Like probably if you saw the pronoun, like not you, but like someone from a music publication like saw the they pronoun, they might be less inclined to like finish reading based on whatever biases they have about
negative
non-binary people,
Even if it's just them not understanding.
Right.
It's like they don't want to understand, they won't try to. So I also see this like a lot with like much more bands speaking out of like be careful when addressing groups, like don't use gendered language, like the term, like we've been called a girl band, which doesn't make sense because we have like 2 guys in our band.
So like it's
and just like in general, boy band too. Like be careful because you don't know like how these people identify. So I've seen like a big wave of that in the local scene, which is awesome because
Yeah.
I feel like that
Awareness is going up
awareness,
for
yeah.
sure. So like that scene is the consequence, you know? Like that represents like, oh, like the whole time we're having a great time, but we're like not where we're supposed to be. We're not thinking about it, and then that's the scene where it's like, oh, this is not my place, you know? And so it's like, I feel like that's, I don't know, the whole like the kind of like the climax of the video as well as like the downfall of our characters in the video. Yeah. I love, that's my favorite scene.
Yeah.
It's so fun to watch every time.
And again, like great job of Abby directing.
Yeah.
That was actually
Shout out Toby.
Yeah, Toby. So we shot at our friend Andy's the Steck family farm, Sunrise River Farm.
Yeah, Sunrise River.
And so Toby is Andy's younger brother.
He played
Not an actor, but did an amazing,
cool.
delivered an amazing performance, and partially because Abby's just excellent direction, but also like Toby was super willing and like did a really good job. But yeah, that was really cool seeing how it came together.
Sweet.
Find Keep for Cheap on everywhere.
Pretty much just, our name is just Keep for
Keep
Cheap.
for Cheap, cheap as in like inexpensive. And yeah, new music to come, Stream Forgive Me, and our first EP, Get Along in the meantime.
Yeah, YouTube video out now.
YouTube video out now.
Music video. YouTube. Music video out now. Well, I don't have really much.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Be kind.
Yes.
With compassion.
Yes. And yourself.
Shout out Staring at the City for having us here. It's